Right, I think we can start now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the PMP CAPM information session presented by Fasford Academy. For your own information, this is a pre-recorded or rather re-recorded session of the event that happened on the 2nd of July, where a number of participants couldn't join the session. So we thought of just recording the session again so that you won't lose out. So welcome again to this session. My name is Takasande. I'll be making this presentation. All right. So let's go straight into it. Right. You are watching this video because you are interested in taking the PMP certification or the CAPM certification from the PMI. So you want to know, how can I join to become a globally recognized project leader through this certification? So throughout the session, we are going to look at how to, what the process, what are the requirements to go and become a certified PMP or a certified CAPM. All right. So in terms of the agenda, this is what we're going to discuss. So maybe 3 slides per topic. So we start by why certification matter, why Fasford Academy, understanding the PMP and CAPM certifications, your journey to certification, what Fasford Academy offer from our side for you to get the certification. And then at the end, towards the end, we look at the details, the benefits. If you are a PMI South Africa member, how can you benefit from this? All right, let's go straight into that. Why certification matter? Right. Probably you are a project manager, or you are planning to go into the project management professional. You're planning to join us. You are most welcome. We'd love you to be one of us project professionals, change makers out there. All right. So projects in nature, they're there to deliver strategies for businesses. So employers need leaders who can execute projects even through uncertainty, when things are not certain, but still you are capable and able to deliver. This is what employers are looking for, right? And also, what perhaps you might also be considering, you want a globally recognized certification, across different industries, whether you're coming from infrastructure, IT, the social or non-profit sector, but you want a certification that is globally recognized. Maybe also you want your leadership as well, to be a credibility in terms of your leadership, your career mobility. This is sort of what you're looking at, but also confidence, to lead teams, confidence, to look at risk and manage and navigate your projects through change and all these that are happening in your projects. You want to stand out, for roles that are required for formal project leadership credibility, build shared language in terms, once you're certified, you find that the language you speak the same language, because we are all certified with the same credential. You can able to manage predictive projects, agile projects, even hybrid projects as well. Also, from your side, you're looking for professionalism and to grow as a profession. So this might be some of the reason why you are attending this session and why you want to get certified. But remember, certification is not the finish line. It is the beginning of a career of making a difference and making an impact. Now, this slide just shows some of the certifications that are provided by the PMI, which is the Project Management Institute. You can see the major certifications are right on top. These are major ones. We're going to use, for example, let's just look at this top 4, right? From the left, the CAPM, which you don't need experience to get into this and get certified. The PMP, which is the next level where you need 3 years experience. If you want to go for the portfolio management professional, now you need maybe 8 years experience, and even the program management professional, you need more experience. And right at the bottom, there's other certifications that are provided by PMI, and some of them are evolving, some of them are changing, depending on the changes that are happening in the industries across the world. Now, as Fasford Academy, these are the certifications that we offer. Right. So you can see we've got the CAPM, the PMP, and other certification that we also trainings that we also do within our Fasford Academy. Now, if you are looking for the CAPM certification, this is a strong entry into project management. So if you don't have experience, you just want to start out, this is a good place to start with this international recognized certification. Now, if you've got experience, you say, I've been working on projects, I've been leading projects, the PMP might be a better option because it validates, using your experience, and also you become a project leader, and then you take your career forward. All right. Now, in this session today, what we are going to do, or rather what I'm going to do, is to help you to decide which one is best for you. Which route should you take? For example, are you eligible? Which one are you eligible for? The SAPM, CAPM, or the PMP? How much preparation is required? Right? Because they're different. If you're going for the PMP, the preparation is different if you're going for the CAPM. Also, what support you get, right? So from our side, how can we support you during your process to get your certification? And finally, why should you choose us? Why should you choose Fasford Academy for your certification? So let's just put this in a timeline. If you put it in a timeline, you find that if you are starting, you're new to project management, you rather look at the CAPM certification. Now, what does CAPM mean? This is the Certified Associate Professional in Project Management. This is the gateway into project management. Now, once you get that, or perhaps you can start now to contribute to projects confidently, right? So this is from zero to get something, and then you start to actually contribute to projects. So you contribute to projects, you end up leading projects. But if you've been leading projects for some years, perhaps the better option for you is to go for the PMP, which is the Project Management Professional. Now, you're going to need experience in order to sit for this exam and also to be eligible. And now, you'll be preparing you and getting ready for senior project roles as you go with your career forward. So the goal is confident enrollment decision so that you're sure which route I'm going to take for my certification. So this is not just for information, but actually to help you to make a good decision. Why train with an PMI authorized training partner, or ATP? So Fasford Academy, we're a PMI ATP, so it would improve approved instructors who assist you, approved course content, and also the support that also provide you as well. So if you choose to train with us, an ATP of the PMI, you are sure that you've got a PMI-backed quality that comes with it from PMI. We also pass it to you. Also, we use the official PMI content. So it's not just content that we just get around and put together, but this is the official content from PMI. And also you get expert guidance from our team. We're going to look at that as well. You've got experts who will be there to take you through the process. Also, your career path as well. We also, assist you all the way in terms of your career. So, in short, as an ATP of the PMI, we use the PMI official content, and we provide high quality training so that we ensure that you pass your certification. Now, why choose Fasford Academy? Now, there are many training providers out there, but why choose us? Now, we combine our ATP resources with real-world project leadership experience and also post-class support. So not just are we using official content and official resources from PMI, but our trainers, our instructors, they've got real-world experience in terms of leading major projects. And also, we provide support after the training. So We are an authorized training partner, which means we use what is required by PMI in terms of resources and also the time allocation. With experienced instructors in our team, you're going to look at the list right now. We can assist you real world examples. All our instructors, we are not academics, we are project professionals. We are actually working with projects and then we train. And so basically, in short, we are PMPs while using the certification at work, and we're training other PMPs. So we are not just academics. We are actually working as project managers. Also, we will support you beyond the classroom. Once we finish your training, we will continue to support you. And if you're a member of the PMI South Africa Chapter, you also get some benefits. At the end, we are going to look at what are those benefits. So our promise to you is that the structured preparation that we have, real world examples, and also accountability as well until you sit for the exam. Now, who are your trainers, your instructors? Now, these are some of the people you see, or maybe almost all of them. I see one person is not here, but these are the team that will be supporting you. Barbara, some of you are aware of her. You know, she do all the communication and she's a training manager. Myself, I'll also be involved. Also, you've got Eureka, a good lady who is there, also assist you. Bosco, best in Uganda. He brings in this African flavor that makes things exciting. He's also there to support you. We've got Zweli here, and also Innocent, best in Zimbabwe, also there to support you. But I think one person is not here. We've got Herbert, who is a French instructor, who is not on this list, but yeah, he also assists best in the DRC. Now, we have been doing this for years. We have produced many PMPs and CAPM, right? These are some of the countries we've trained from. Some of the candidates, besides South Africa, where we are based here, yes, we train a lot of people across the provinces, you know, from Northern Cape, Gauteng, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, we train across, but also we train beyond South Africa. From the SADC region, trained candidates from Botswana, Tanzania, DRC. I talked about it, the French version and also the English version as well. Uganda, Lesotho, Angola, Malawi, as well as Zimbabwe. But not only in Southern Africa, we also train across the continent. So Djibouti is still in Africa, but it's way closer to the Middle East, just across the Middle East. So we train from Djibouti, Portugal, UK, Belgium, Italy, Netherlands, Germany, Thailand. You find that we receive a lot of candidates from Europe. We are in the same time zone. So you find that Europe, Middle East, we can also train online as well. And also, besides that, we've done consultants within organization in North America, also in Europe as well. Now, what is a PMP and the CAPM certification? Right. I'm going to pause here and show you a video. So it's going to take a minute, just above a minute. So please, let's watch this video. I'm going to share the video now. Right, share with sound. Let's play. All right. So just watch this video. It's about the PMP certification that we offer. I will later on I'll show you another one for the CAPM. Please watch this video and enjoy. this just shows what to expect when you come to our PMP preparation session. All right, I hope you enjoyed. Later on, I'm going to show you another one now with the CAPM certification. All right, let's continue from where we left, where we are now starting to look at these two certification. Now, let's start with the PMP. The PMP certification is one of the world's top accreditation in terms of project management. Actually, I believe this is the best project management certification in the world. That's what I believe. Of course, besides maybe, but this is the most widely recognized certification across the world, across continents. You find that when you get the certification, it opens door for you in any country. And also, it is designed for project professionals to become highly skilled in people, process, and the business domain. So these are the three domains that a project professional must be skilled and competent in. So it ensures that you have the project leadership skills that employers are looking for, because employers want people who deliver. You know, they've got a strategy, they need to deliver. So you have those skills that are required so that you deliver successfully on a project. And also the exam, the PMP exam, covers a predictive approach, agile approach, as well as the hybrid approach. So it's well-rounded. Once you pass this, you can tackle any project and that you made. And also you find that the PMP certification is recognized in more than 200 countries. So more than 200 countries recognize the PMP certification. Now, when you say 200 countries, basically, I think we've got 250. So it means all the countries, they accept and recognize the value that is in the PMP certification. And also, once you take this, expect changes to your career. I always say this again and again. When you've done the PMP certification, changes happen to you. Good things happen to you once you've got a PMP certification. Yes, we've seen many times people who are here, we train them, taking through the process, preparation for the exam, and then they send us a message, they passed, but you find that 3 months later, I'm now in Sydney, or I'm now in Dubai, they've already relocated, doors are opening the moment you get this qualification. So this is what also comes with the PMP certification. Your earning potential and your career change, they also come as well. But before I go further with the PMP certification, there are things that are happening in the next coming week. The PMP exam is changing. So I want to just talk about what are the changes you should expect, right? For example, on the 9th of July, the new PMP exam is kicking in. So you can see from the information on the left, is a lot of information. You can read on your own, pause the video and just read. But this is where we are. We are almost approaching the 9th of July. The new PMP certification exam is coming. So what are the changes you should expect, right? There are still 180 questions in the exam. They didn't change the number of questions, but they increased the time. It's now 240 minutes. So 10 extra minutes, we're headed to that. It used to be 230 minutes, but now it's going to be 240. I hope it's a good thing for you. So perhaps get excited about the new exam that is coming. Another change again is the domains, right? Domain content or percentage of the domains. Now we find that the business domain used to be 8% content, but now it has been increased to 26%. So there's more business knowledge that is now required, business and strategy for you for the exam. So you find that that also came from the people and process to make up that 26%, right? Some of the other changes as well that has already happened, for example, the PMP, when you do the PMP prep, with us or any ATP, you will find that we used to issue the certificate at the end of the training, but now PMI is now issuing those certificates directly. So there is an end of course knowledge check in which you are supposed to get 80%, of course, because we've trained you, you definitely get that. And then PMI will also issue you a certificate of completion of the preparation training, right? And also another thing that is coming, maybe around October 2026, the live PMP prep training will only be conducted by ATP such as us. So not everyone will be able to do that. So be aware of this so that when you do your planning, you will plan accordingly. So live PMP training from that moment will be provided only by ATPs. But if you do the PMP prep on demand, there are other ways, many ways that you can also do that as well, right? I hope this gave you an update in terms of what is happening in terms of the PMP certification. Now, let's go back again at a glance. Let's look at the PMP certification. Like I say, 180 questions that you need to respond to in 240 minutes. This is 4 hours exam, right? Also, there are 3 domains: the people, process, and the business domain. So those are the 3 domains. And also from one side, we provide you with the 35 hours formal education that is required for you to apply for the PMP exam. We provide you with that training, right? So the modern PMP exam test situational judgment. So be aware of that. This is what we prepare you for. It's about judgment, not memorizing. So it tests you how you lead your teams, manage stakeholders, respond to risk, apply predictive, agile, and hybrid thinking, and deliver value. So it's not just memorizing, but also prepare you to think, the way PMI wants you to think. As a PMI expert, how should you lead projects? This is the approach that we want. So you find that for PMP questions, they're all going to be situational a question. This will be the story, and then they say, what do you do, or what should this person do? And this is because they want you to test your judgment, not that you've memorized the PMBOK. Memorizing the PMBOK is okay, but you may not pass because you memorized the PMBOK. You need now to apply your judgment to be practical in terms of the approach. Now, in terms of eligibility for your PMP, this is what you are required to have. In order to apply for the PMP exam, you need a 4 years of bachelor's degree and 36 months leading projects, experience in leading projects, right? And also you need 35 hours of project education that we provide as ATPs, right? If you don't have a degree, say, no, I don't have a degree, you can still get the PMP certification, you can still apply, but here we need at least a high school diploma or equivalent. In terms of experience now, here we need 5 years project leadership experience, and also you need the 35 hours project education that we provide as ATPs, right? So these are the requirements for you to apply to sit for the exam. Now, us as an ATP, we don't look at this. Anyone can come for our training. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm saying. We've received several people who are almost getting, let's say they've got a degree, they are almost 2.5 experience leading projects. They come and say, no, I want to start to prepare for my PMP. I know I don't have the number of years required, but I want to start get going, and they come for training. And then the moment they hit the 3 years experience, then they apply and then sit for the exam. That's one category. Another category that we also have, I think a number of organizations comes to us and say, no, we understand that the PMP preparation process is critical for our employers. We know some of them can qualify for the exam, some don't, but we want everybody to be trained. We want them to speak the same language, to gain the same competence. Even if they graduated from university last year, we want them to untalk the same language when it comes to the way they lead and manage projects. So we've seen a number of organizations using that approach as a way of developing their teams to lead projects and to deliver projects. So you don't need to have this to attend our training, but you need this if you are going to apply to sit for the exam, right? So this is the eligibility. Also, just to check at the bottom here, eligibility is a pre-check before you also help you with that to ensure that you're eligible. We provide you with 35 hours contact time that is required for the PMP. Also provide you with guidance, in terms of your exam experience. There's some things that you need to know. You take a good time, talking about your experience when you apply, and also we also practice advice, practical advice in terms of your PMI membership. Now, let's shift a bit and look at the CAPM at a glance, right? This certification is a strong pathway for early project or project team members. This is a good tool. You see a lot of organizations, they're opting to go this route. Even university students, we've seen that, a lot of university students, they just come from high school, matric, high school, now they're at university now, but they would a lot of time, at university, you don't spend all your time studying. There were lots of time in their hands. They can manage, how can I use my time at university? Now they go for the certification. The good thing about it, when you graduate, you already have a certification in your bag. You distinguish yourself from other graduates who are there because you've got all graduates, no experience, but here comes someone who has got an extra certification. Who will you pick for the job? So many young people are opting to go this as a way of starting early into the project professional. Now, the CAPM exam has got 150 questions, so you can see it's a bit less. And also this exam as well, it's not as difficult as the PMP certification exam. So this is a better option to go, and you are likely to pass on this one. So 150 questions in 180 minutes. This is now 3 hours exam, and also there are 4 domains that you need to look at. We'll go through that if you come through our training. Now, for you, as you apply for this, they're going to require you to have 23 hours of project education. We provide that for you. This is what we do as we prepare for you. But now, if you come and train with us, we go beyond that. Actually, our training is from 28 to 32 hours of training. Now, I'm going to explain why we do that. Because we want you to pass. We want you to pass at the first time. So we put more effort, to ensure that you're ready to sit for the exam and then you pass. Now, let me just summarize again to say who should consider the CAPM, right? So if you're a graduate, I'll give an example, or even undergraduate, project coordinator, administrator, engineer, analyst, you can go for this one. It's an easier route. The exam is easier compared to the PMP, right? And also eligibility, they just need your high school diploma, and then you can qualify. They won't ask you how much experience you have. You don't need to have experience, and then you can actually sit for the exam, right? So some people also use the CAPM as a bridge towards the PMP. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you don't have experience, you want something, that is international recognized, go for the CAPM. Now you wait to get into the PMP. So you use that to bridge, you understand the language, you got confidence and foundation that you can use to eventually get into your PMP certification. Right. Now let's look at the journey to your certification. What does it take? What does it look like? But first, the road map. So we provide you with a clear roadmap or journey, so that there's no confusion. We want to make sure that it's clear. There's no delay, there's no confusion. You need to be clarity is very important, in terms of where you're coming from and where you're going with your project profession. Now, choose a career path. Which way do you want to go? And then you train, or so when you choose your career path, do you want the CAPM, do you want the PMP? And then you train. With us, you apply to sit for the exam, and then you study. You've got simulation, we'll talk about it now. We can talk about the simulators. You sit for the exam, you pass. And then after that, you need to maintain with your PDUs. So we'll talk about it just now. So as Fasford Academy, we support you all the way through the process until you pass your exam. And even after you've passed, because we always say, come back to us if you need PDUs, you're not sure how it works. We will give you advice how to acquire all your PDUs at little to no cost. We will give you advice in terms of that. Right. Now, let's look at the PMP now. I'm focusing on it now because it's the most difficult one. So if you are a CAPM, you can take this advice as well, but if you are a PMP, you need to listen to this. What does it take? Right. To study for the PMP, you need 100 to 150 hours commitment in studying, preparing. Right. If you took on in terms of a timeline, we're talking about 3 months, plus or minus, depending on how you are. Some people are smarter, they can do it less. Some people, they need more time, but average is 3 months of preparation. Like if you've got a full-time job, because remember, you study after work, you study during weekends, right? So you need 3 months as you go in. The last week before the exam, we advise, full-time study. 1 week or the 2 weeks before the exam, and then you sit for the exam. The key to passing the PMP exam is in planning. That's the key. Plan very well. Make sure you plan your study and you use that study plan. And also be aware that the PMBOK 8, sorry for that, PMBOK 8 is what we are using going forward. So that is from July 9th. This is what we are using, PMBOK 8, which is the 8th edition. This is the latest version of PMBOK. Right. On the left side, I'm just going to pick 1 or 2 points there. So prepare and follow a PMP study plan. So prepare a plan. We will assist you what plan to use. Actually, with many templates of plans that a person you can choose from that you want to follow as you prepare as well. Review your PMP handbook again. Also talk about exam content outline. Review that. If you're a PMI member, you could benefit. And if you are a South African chapter PMI member, there are benefits we will give also on top of that, right? Get your PMBOK as well, review the various articles, their study charts. Will give you lots of material that you can use as you study. Also, there's other books beside the PMBOK that you need to read. Also review that. If you're studying with us, we will give you those books as well so that you can study as well. Also, we always say, write your exam 3 months after our training, while things are still fresh in your mind, and then you can sit for the exam. Now, let's just look at the exam as a leadership judgment test. So this applies mostly to PMP, but perhaps also in CAPM. So experienced professionals, this is from what we've seen. A lot of people with a lot of experience, they come for the training and they think that they're going to pass PMP easily because of their experience. It does not work like that. I'm going to repeat that. If you've got many years of project leadership experience, it does not guarantee that you pass the PMP exam easily. It doesn't work like that. Why? Because PMP tests your judgment, your ability to judge, and also to think the way PMI is a project expert required by PMI. So be aware of that. So number one, all the questions, they're going to be scenario, almost all of them. There's going to be a story and some question. Now, you need to understand the environment, the context, and before you respond. So many people jump into the answer and then they get it wrong. So you need to understand what is the context, which domain, for example, they're talking about, what this question is. Stakeholder judgment is one of the things that you find a lot of questions judge you in terms of how you communicate, collaborate, and address root cause with your stakeholders that are there. And also, you need to be able to be competent in predictive, agile, and hybrid methodology. So you need to use both, and mostly being a servant leader, team ownership, and adaptive delivery. So just be aware of that. So as you read the question, I'm going to give you a tip here. If you are reading a PMP question, check the question how they ask. For example, they say, what do you do next? So here it's a sequence. What comes after that? So it's chronological order. Or what should you do first? Or what is the best? So you find that the options can all be correct, but which is the best? So this is why now you need that judgment to be able to judge, what is the correct answer. So we will discuss this if you come to a training, how to do it, and then so that you can respond correctly. If you are, for example, I'm going to give you a question just from my head, it's not really a PMP question. For example, you are finishing almost at the end of a project and you've paid the last invoice of your service provider, and what do you do next? Now, they'll give you an option: close the project. Another option: prepare to archive project documents. You see, you are going to close the project because yes, it's what you're going to do, but what is the next thing you're going to do? So that's how they trick you. It doesn't mean the other other responses are wrong, but what is the best answer they're looking for? So your judgment is being tested in these questions. Now, here are some of the reasons why candidates fail. The list can go on and on. It's a lot of reasons, but these are some of the maybe most common reasons. It's not lack of intelligence. No. It can be brilliant. It can be brilliant. You're smart. But sometimes it's weak preparation. The way you prepare for the exam matter. Some people, even having conversation, if you expect someone, say, no, I've read the PMBOK, I'm almost at the middle, so I think I'm almost halfway preparing for the PMP exam, and then they say, once I finish the PMBOK, then I know I'm ready for the exam, and I say, no, you won't be ready for the exam. He was surprised, why am I saying you're not? And then, so the preparation is very important. You need to prepare the right way, right? Let's look at some of the reasons why candidates fail. Memorizing instead of thinking. You see, you're supposed to judge. You must think, not to memorize, right? So the context, the environment, all that change on each question. Some people, mock exam, they didn't practice. Practice is very important. If you train with us, we will provide you with a lot of PMP questions. Actually, we will give you a simulator where you can test yourself, and then you know you are ready for the exam, right? Also, weak, agile, or predictive, hybrid, don't know. When you are reading a question, for example, you need to know, is this predictive? Is this agile? Is this hybrid? Because now you're trying to see what is the context of this question. Studying randomly, like I said, you need a study plan. Some people, if you don't have a study plan, then you are not going to be thorough in terms of your study. Poor time management in the exam. Don't spend a lot of time looking at a question you are finding difficult to answer. We'll give you some tips. How do you manage time so that you maximize, optimize what you get as you go? Some questions are going to be difficult, some are not so difficult. So how do you optimize so that at the end you get better results? So we also coach you around that. Writing too late. Some people, they wait until late, they're forgetting, and then they start to write take the exam. Now, our program, our training, we are there to fix these and other issues as you prepare for the exam, right? Now, let's talk about what Fasford Academy offer. What do we offer? Right? So we help you to pass. Our main objective is you passing the PMP, right? So when we do the preparation, it's not a one you come to a training and then after that say, bye-bye, you're gone. No. When you try with us, you remain part of us until, even after you passed, you can come back PDUs. You remain part. So it's a community that we put together of project professionals. You learn from each other, we coach each other, and we work together. So our instructor-led training that we provide will also give you an advantage as you prepare for the exam. So we've got a option evening or day, we'll talk about it just now, official ATP resources. We use the official PMI resources that are recommended. Yeah, for example, we've got student material, handouts, spotlight videos that form part of the content. Also practice as well. This is where the simulator comes. We will give you many options, a simulator that you can practice in, so that as you prepare for the exam, you go there ready to answer. Now, let me talk a bit about the simulator. We say to our candidates, if you're getting 75%, 3 consecutive times, it means you are ready. We see people, like I told story just now, a few slides back, where I say this guy is reading the PMBOK, he's in the middle, he thinks once he finishes, he's ready for the exam. That's not how you measure the exam. We use the simulator. If you're getting 75% a number of times, it means you're ready for the exam. Now, the good thing about using a simulator, you go to the exam knowing you are going to pass. It gives you assurance. Even myself, when I did my PMP way back then, I believe this is when simulators started to come into the into the profession and training. So I was using a simulator. I can tell you, I was getting 80%, 82. When I went to sit for my PMP exam, there's one thing that was certain: I am going to pass. What I didn't know how much, but I knew I was going to pass. That's the advantage. So I was at peace, I was calm, and I just go there and do my thing. So if you're using a simulator, it makes you become calm. And that's an advantage. You're not trying, you're not, trying to find out, you're not just, taking a chance, but you're going there knowing that you're going to pass. That's the advantage of practicing and using a simulator. Also, if you come with us, we have groups that we put in, groups that ensures accountability as well as you study. Also, during the application process, also give you support throughout and give you advice on how to do your application. Also, we'll coach you on the PMI mindset that produces good judgment as you respond to your exam questions. Now, this is the PMI learning resources. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to talk about our resources, right? So all our candidates receive the PMI aligned learning resources. They're structured according to PMI. For example, you receive an email file on the far left email where you just want to join the platform. Then on the right side, you've got the platform, what it looks like, your student material, spotlight videos, so you can also navigate. Actually, you can download this material. So it's downloadable. So you can download it so that you don't have to, look for internet every time you want to use the material. So it's on your laptop and you can actually use it from there. With a spotlight video, student material, also checklist as well. So this is what you receive from PMI, right? But from our side, we also have also add on that as well. So this is the full package that you receive. If you're going for the PMP, 35 hours contact time that we give you, 12 months access to the resources. So the online platform for the PMI, 12 months access, even also the simulators as well that we give you 12 months access. You receive more than 1,000 practice questioning book that you can use. If you are going for the CAPM, 28 hours or 32 hours of contact training that you receive from us. Also 12 months access to the portal, PMI portal. We also give you a book with more than 750 practice questions. I always say if you finish all these questions, you're practicing them, I believe by that time you should be getting 75, 80% ready for the exam. So this is what you also get from us, right? Just to call on the simulator just a bit. Now, when you are practicing, when you are studying, it's good you want to create confidence, that you are going to pass. You don't want to go there into an exam. You don't know, are you going? You just try to figure out. That is scary, and that you affects your emotional well-being, and you're panicking, and because you're panicking, it's going to be a negative, impact to your performance. So, but if you're confident, you're not panicking, you're calm, you know your stuff, and you go and do it. So we give you a simulator. So PMP practice simulator, 12 months access to the simulator, because we believe 12 months you should have written an exam and passed, right? Also give you a book as well, many questions as well. Once you've got this, we want you to create a daily rhythm, as you answer the question. Maybe start with a few and increase with time. Also time yourself, you've got a simulator, you've got a time, so that you are used to the exam time, how things work in an exam. So you need to test yourself for that. Also review explanation as well, because each of the questions, there's an explanation, especially those you don't get wrong, you don't get right? Review why did you not get right? What was the correct approach? So that next time when you see this question, you answer it right. Now, believe me or not, you find that some of the questions, they come back again. Actually, one exam, you might find two questions that are very similar. You can see this is almost the same thing. Yeah, so the more you practice, the better you become. Read the explanations, because they are going to help you. This is now study. It does not matter what you get during your study. What is important, your final PMP exam. So as you practice, it's called practice because you want to review and learn. And then on the far right, this just show you an example, the simulator that we give to you. Now let's talk about after classroom support that we offer. Whether you go for the PMP, you go for the CAPM, we support you all the way. So most candidates need structure for training, so we keep that momentum going. Once we finish with us, put in a group, keep the momentum going. So we've got a group class, study plan, mock exam, tutorial, and exam. So this is a perfect route to pass your PMP exam. Also monthly, we've got a PMP tutorial that we do so that we also keep you the momentum going as you prepare for the exam. Now, this slide, it's called the PMP application process. It also works the same for the CAPM. The only difference is that for CAPM, there is no need to include your experience, right? So when it comes to your application, you do it directly on the PMI website. As an ATP, we don't end of the application, you do it online. You create your profile with your email, and then from there onwards, you can start to populate and you do your application. Your application is not going to be a one-day thing. It takes time, especially for PMP. For CAPM, yeah, it's a one-day thing. You can just sit down and you start to put, the moment you get a certificate, you can just quickly do it. For the PMP, it takes some time to do that because they need your experience. Each project you have done, you need to capture it and also the time that you spent on that, right? So gather your experience, schedule your exam once they have approved the application. And also, like I say, application takes time. And then, yeah, you can go for it. Okay. Now, let's just take a pause as we just watch a video about the CAPM certification. Enjoy this video. I am opening the video. Just give me a second. Right. Right, I found it. Right, let me share, include sound. So let's go for it. Okay, so this is CAPM. The video, please watch and enjoy. All right. I hope you enjoyed CAPM video. All right. Thanks for. All right. Let's go back to where we were with our presentation. All right. All right. Let's go to coming now almost towards the end of the presentation. Now let's talk about the finer details. So the details of the training and also what benefits that are there for you, right? If you are a PMI member. All right. Now let's start from the beginning. Choose a format that works for you, right? For both the PMP and the CAPM, we've got the in-person training, and we also have the virtual training, so which is online. So choose what works for you. So we've got two options here. We've got a 5-day. I'm talking about the PMP 5-day boot camp. If it's a CAPM, it's going to be 4 days. So I said for PMP, so Monday until Friday during the day. If it's a CAPM, it's going to be Monday until Thursday during the day. Now, If you want to, we also, since it's an in-person, we've also provisioned, if you want to join online to the session, you also can do that as well, right? If you say no, during the day, I don't have time because of work and other commitments, we also have evening session. Evening sessions are virtual, so in this case, we will do it after work if you're using the South African time zone in the evening around 6 p.m. and then we finish around 9 or 9, depending whether it's a PMP or the CAPM. But you can able to work, and after work you join the session. So you can go for, if it's a PMP, for maybe 10 days. If it's a CAPM, it's going to be for 8 days. So these are the options that are therefore. So which one would you want to choose? And by the way, in the next coming this month, in July, we're going to have a session again, and also in August. So every month there's going to be a session. So you choose from there. All right. Now, if you're a member of the PMI South Africa chapter, there are benefits that you can get, right? So if you're a member, you find that for our virtual session that are we've got an option. Let's start with the PMP, right? Let's start with PMP or virtual and in person. You can get a 10% discount, right? So this is what you get. So if you want to claim this discount, please let us know that you are a member of the PMI South Africa. We'll do our checks, and then you can get that 10% discount, right? So remember, our fees, they exclude the exam fee, because the exam fee you pay directly to PMI. So this is the cost of fees for preparing you for the exam. So be aware, we provide you with material and also to ensure that you actually reach that place. Now, if you are a CAPM, you want to go for this one. Also, these are the prices for the virtual, also for the in-person, right? But also the 10% discount if you are a PMI South Africa member. There's a 10% discount. And remember, these fees exclude, again, the exam fees. The exam fees are paid directly on the PMI website. Now, the question that most people ask, can you assist us? Because our employer just want to pay once. Yes, we can assist you, whether you're going for the PMI, PMP exam or the CAPM exam. If you want to, we can assist in paying for your exam. Yeah. So if you want that, you let us know that on your invoice for the training, include the exam fees, and then we will assist you to pay for the exams on your behalf to PMI. So we can also do the same, right? Just for you to be aware of that. So these are the other fees for the fees for the exam, just for your own information. If you are not a PMI member, you see, pay a bit more, $750 for the exam. If you're a PMI member, you see the exam fee, it's a bit less. So that makes a bit of a difference, right? So if you see the membership fee, perhaps it's a good idea to become a member as well, right? If you are doing for the CAPM, the exam fee for non-PMI members, $300. If you're for non-members, $300. If you're a PMI member, it's much less, $225. But please remember this, if you are from South Africa, these fees exclude the VAT, because VAT will go to SARS. So you find that in the last few years, PMI is adding VAT. So when you quote this figure, include VAT to your employer so that they know that there's going to be a VAT component that also goes with the payment as well, right? Right. We've seen also organizations, I think I mentioned that, were coming to our training, not for certification, but to prepare their employees and also, to develop their talent in terms of project delivery, to bring discipline as well, and also retention as well. So some organizations are going this route because it helps. When people are competent, their production increase and delivery increase, and that's good for business. So you don't have to do the PMP prep just for the PMP certification or CAPM certification, but just for your own knowledge to know how to deliver projects better. So you find teams, we also provide training for teams, also in-house or also online. But the good thing about when an organization comes with a team, find that there's a common language. The way you speak, you now project professionals delivering values across the organization. Now, just to wrap up, here are some of the most frequently asked questions. How long should I study? I've talked about it bit down there. I said if you are studying 3 months, here I say 8 to 18 weeks for preparing. If the PMP for CAPM, I want to say, try to do the same. It's going to benefit you. So for PMP, strictly that. If you're CAPM, maybe less. You can still make it. Can I self-study? Yes, you can. But of course, if you come to us, you reduce your confusion, accountability is better, and then you have a better chance of passing. When should I book the exam? Book the exam, from our side, we say that if you're testing on a simulator, you're getting 75% or above 3 consecutive times, you're ready for the exam, right? It's a sign that you are ready, right? Should I join the PMI? It's optional. You can become a PMP or a CAPM without becoming a member of PMI. But of course, your fees are much higher. So just be aware of that. And being a member has got other benefits as well. What if I'm not a PMP eligible? Go for the CAPM. It's easier, it's achievable, and it's also international recognized. And please remember, these 2 certifications are international recognized. If you get them, it will change your career trajectory. It will change even your earning potential. Like I say, we train people, humans online, find them they've moved, their career has changed. So this is what the PMP certification and the CAPM certification do. They change your career. Right. Just to end this conversation or discussion, these are our contact details. So are you ready to become certified? Please register, for our next intake. Like I say, every month we put a class. Please register. We're based here in Pretoria in our training. If you want to know, because most people say, where do you train? And, we are based at Linwood Bridge. In Linwood, it's just next to the freeway. If you're N1 in Pretoria, just next to the freeway, just off ramp, you come to Limbury. But our trainings, where we do our training, it's a venue close to CSIRS. If you know where it is, it's also next to the freeway. So if you're driving for wherever you're coming from, north or south, off ramp, and then after 2-3 traffic lights, you are there. So you won't even get caught in traffic, to get to our venues. That's why we chose them. It's just to make it easy to get there. But these are contact details. Please reach out, ask, and then we'll also let you know what are the next coming dates for the training. I hope, so this brings me to the end of this presentation. And I just want to wish you the best in your CAPM or PMP journey. I hope you pass and the first time. And if you are still considering, please come and join us. We'll work with you. We've done this a number of times. We produce a lot of PMPs, So for us, I would love to be with you all the way until you get certification and even beyond. Thank you so much for attending this presentation. Enjoy the rest of your day.